started and Racket with the fan carpet at the 35th London Critics Circle Awards. Later on we've got interviews with Spall, the youngest members of award-winning films The Imitation Game and Into the Woods, and the newest cast member of Game of Thrones. First journey into that area of the world, so you get to portray that.
Well, and that's what I find most exciting. You know, we are the ones that are going to be setting that new world.
Yeah.
You know, it's the only kingdom we haven't seen yet. So
you've also got a complete revenge story that you can get your teeth into.
I know.
And obviously you've got a lot coming up. How much are we going into that in the new season?
How much am I going to be in season 5? A few episodes. In all honesty, I know, but I don't know, because I know how many episodes, but I don't know how much I'm in them, you know, because you don't. But I saw some stuff recently, and it looked amazing for ADR. Well, I don't know about me.
Thrilling?
I think you're going to be thrilled.
Really?
I think you're gonna like it.
Tell me what happens. I'm a massive Game of Thrones fan. I go, Toast, let me read the script. He's like, no.
Well, you have to. I was going to say, are you going to be going up for a role then? Go on set as well?
Well, apparently his character has a sister.
Yeah, we don't know what happens.
But the sister's brown-haired, so maybe we could just get a bottle of dye. I don't know.
We don't even know what's going to happen. She's a great character, apparently, in the books.
Hello! I think you'd be fantastic for it. Obviously, Turner's well known for doing yellow undertone painting to bring out the light, and he's goes so dark in the film. Was it important for you to have that light element of him underneath it as well?
Well, I mean, the film, I think, what we discovered, that he was a complex, contradictory man, and that on the face of it, he wouldn't have seemed like the man that would have produced that amazing, explosive art. But in the process of our journey of discovery, we found out that he was the only person like him that could have done that because of these conflicts within him. So it was a great journey of discovery, and people, and what we've put on the screen, which is the result of that, people seem to on the whole approve of, which is very satisfying.
I'm here tonight as I'm nominated for Best British Young Actor for my role as young Alan Turing in The Imitation Game.
Massive role. Obviously, you're not only playing an amazing character, but you're also playing a younger version of Benedict Cumberbatch. How much did you work with him to craft the role?
Well, we had a little bit of time in the rehearsal period. Morten Tildum, our director, gave us the luxury of having a 3-week period prior to shooting, and shooting was only 8 weeks altogether. But we didn't sort of sit down and formulate Alan and sort of say, move like this, your other hand like this. It was more sort of a chance to just discuss and come to some agreement as to who we thought the spirit of Alan Turing was, and sort of go from there. And then we were sort of just free to explore individually.
I agree that there was a lot of misinformation. As soon as the revelations came out about Edward Snowden, the US government and also the UK government tried to portray him as a traitor, as a Russian spy, as a Chinese spy, and all these things. And that was, of course, counter-propaganda, or even, I would say, simply propaganda. What we felt was our utmost, goal was to present Edward Snowden as he is, in order for people to be able to make up their own judgment without the spin. So this is what we've been trying to do, and it has been also a joy to do, I must say, because all the footage with Edward Snowden is simply very, very transparent and very, very focused on one single thing, which is to look for the good of others, which is to act upon his own beliefs and his ethical values. So we had no trouble just, cutting him in a way that reflected that, because that is exactly the way he is.
I'm guessing you follow the football back home. Would you say with the recent form of certain teams that you're hoping this will maybe show them a thing or two?
I would say so. I have to say, I also support AFC Wimbledon, who are massive underdogs in themselves. Very, very close result recently against Liverpool, of course, in the FA Cup, which we all know about. But yeah, I think what's been astonishing for us has been the reception of this film from actual professional players. We've screened this film to Champions League winners, we've screened it to Premier League footballers, people in La Liga, the Bundesliga, some of the biggest names in the world, and they all love the game and these players as much as we do, and I think that tells you that actually these guys kind of wish they could go back to playing in the schoolyard back in the day like we all did. Yeah.
Did you play yourself?
I did. I would like to say that my career-ending ankle injury left the game poorer for my skills, but I think it's fair to say I'm probably better behind the camera filming football than playing it these days.
Incredibly important, whether it's for the fans of top-flight football or for anybody associated with top-flight football, including top-flight footballers. You can learn so much from a team who just keep coming out and playing when they're 16-0 down at half-time, when they've lost every single game they've ever played. That is inspirational in itself. But what they bring to the culture of their sport, which is family values, and that's kind of love and support for one another, is definitely something that can, that we can all learn from. And if you're watching a team who aren't having a great season, I'm a Man United fan, we're not having the best season we've ever had, but it's awesome because you can kind of look at American Samoa and say, well, it could be worse, and there is hope for us.
Obviously, it's been touted as such an important film to show who he was and the fact that he was not honoured at the time, and that he probably should be now. What is your personal take on Turing?
Alan Turing is one of the most brilliant men that we have in our British history, and at the same time one of the least celebrated and least acknowledged. And that's juxtaposed with the tragedy of Alan's death and the quietness of his death. And Alan Turing is an extraordinary man.
Really stunning soundtrack as well. Yes. Can you just speak how that influenced you as you were on set?
Yes, I mean, Iain sort of really wanted to have a feel for the music for some of the action sequences in particular, and so, very early he identified David as his ideal composer. Added bonus, David, of course, is from Belfast, so David composed quite a lot of score just to sort of get Iain sort of in the rhythm of some of the sequences. So yes, it was really important. So it was very different from waiting till the film was nearly cut and then someone starting there.
What's your next project?
London Town, that's starring me and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, and it's a non-musical, so it'll be a change for me as well. It's different.
I think our next project will be a fiction feature, but of course we'll go back to documentary. There's too much to do there. The ground is too fertile, and it's where you can get away with the most. Who wouldn't want to make another? Yeah.
Hi there, we've been the Fan Carpet. I've been Racket Wood. Thank you for watching, and remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.